In western Ukraine, the Russians attack an airport. Per the work of journalist Alec Lune, the Russians moved into Ukraine with armored vehicles through Crimea. This was first announced by the Ukrainian Border Service.
These troops you can see over here, stand up, Lewis. These troops you can see over here, they are Russian airborne forces. They have taken this airport. They are now in control of this airport.
Это пиздец.
Чё? Я не бачу. Ой, Боже.
This, however, is a big sign locally. Russian President Vladimir Putin imprisons dissenters to his regime, and in St. Petersburg, Russians protest his actions. In Warsaw, Belarusians and Ukrainians protest against Putin's actions. In the Russian capital of Moscow, police appear to beat and detain a protester. Belgium's PM has called this Europe's darkest hour since the Second World War, a point many agree with. Russia has invaded neighboring Ukraine in an effort to reassert Russian influence in Europe and the world, and for Vladimir Putin to cement his legacy. As many of you know, we cover the intersection of sports and politics on this channel, and the sports world has reacted, with UEFA reportedly deciding to strip St. Petersburg, Russia of hosting the Champions League final. The man who owns Chelsea Football Club is Russian billionaire Roman Abramovich. According to Forbes, his net worth peaked at $23 billion. Per the outlet, it currently sits over $13 billion. He was identified by the Home Office in 2019 as having links to the Russian state as well as to corrupt activity and practices, said Labour MP Chris Bryant in British Parliament, suggesting the UK should seize his assets and bar him from owning the football club. Prime Minister of the United Kingdom Boris Johnson claimed he issued sanctions, including 5 Russian banks and 3 oligarchs. However, lo and behold, Roman Abramovich was not included in these sanctions. Bryant wrote in an article for The Guardian, the Russian banks that Boris Johnson put on the sanctions list today aren't the major players. They're the spare change in the Russian economy. The 3 individuals he named have already been sanctioned in the US since 2018. So we're picking off the minnows, but allowing the basking sharks to swim freely. Fedor Smolov, a Russian soccer player who plays for Dynamo Moscow, spoke out against Putin's act of war. Ekaterina Gamova, an extremely popular volleyball player in Russia, wrote, "We don't need any war. Ordinary people are not to blame for anything, but they are the ones who suffer first." She added, "I will remember this day for the rest of my life when I said the war has begun. I looked at my son and tears rolled down. Lord help me." Russia's #1 chess player tweeted, "History has seen many Black Thursdays, but today is blacker than the others. Hashtag say no to war." In English football, powerhouse Manchester United has been flying with Russian airline Aeroflot since 2013, serving as a major sponsor. It appears they are poised to end that sponsorship. Prior to their Champions League match against Atletico Madrid, Man U flew on a separate airline. With World Cup qualifying matches set to take place next month, the Czech Republic, Sweden, and Poland released a joint statement saying in summary they will not travel to Russia, while calling on UEFA and FIFA to move them outside of Putin's country. Poland is scheduled to travel to Moscow for a World Cup qualifying playoff at the end of March and has sought clarifications on whether that game should go ahead, and if so, where. Were Russia to win that game, It would then be home against either Sweden or Czech Republic. Ukraine, meanwhile, is also involved in the qualifying playoffs. It will play at Scotland, with the winner of that match traveling to Wales or Austria. German soccer club Schalke, well, their sponsor is Gazprom, a state-owned Russian energy company that has been the team's sponsor since 2007. The club announced the removal of their sponsor from the team's jerseys after the Russian invasion of Ukraine. An important point about this, though: Gazprom has been a major sponsor of UEFA since 2012, with its renewed deal worth around $15 million a year. The stadium in St. Petersburg is named Gazprom Arena. The chief executive of Gazprom Neft, Alexander Doikov, is a member of UEFA's executive committee and the head of the Russian Football Union. Bayern Munich's basketball team was set to play CSKA Moscow. The German club announced that game will no longer take place, announcing its cancellation on the team's official Twitter account. Brazilian players for Ukraine's soccer clubs Dynamo Kiev and Shakhtar Donetsk put out a video on social media asking for help in evacuating them and their families. Quote, "The situation is one of despair. I ask you to disclose this video so that it reaches the Brazilian government," said one Shakhtar player, which was shot apparently in a hotel. "Borders are closed. Banks are shut. There is no fuel. There will be a shortage of food. There is no money," he says. F1 driver Sebastian Vettel said he will not travel to the Putin country for the Russian Grand Prix this year. The event is scheduled for September 25th.